idea. The only difference between statement conclusion or statement argument and statement course of action is that here you have to go one step ahead. Instead of concluding, you have to decide what exactly the next step should be. Okay? Course of action means step or steps taken to solve or minimize the problem. Okay? You are not deriving any conclusion or you are not deriving any argument or anything like that from this given problem statement or a situation. You are just determining what the next step should be so that the problem is solved, or at least the problem is minimized to a great extent. Okay? So this is what we call as course of action. Now why this topic is important? Because here your entire mindset is tested. Okay, this is the most important topic when it comes to logical reasoning, because this decides how you take decisions. What exactly is your mindset? Can you take harsh decisions, or do you unnecessarily take risk, or you don't take risk? How planned, organized you are? Everything is tested in this topic of statement course of action. So it is very much important topic, and you should be prepared to the best while handling sums or problems related to statement course of action. Now, an important tip while solving the sums related to statement course of action, it is that first is just like statement conclusion and statement argument. Whatever statement that has been given, it should be taken as true. Even if it is impossible, impractical or something like that, you have to always take everything given in the statement as true. Right? Now the second and the most important tip related to these type of problems is that always choose a practical solution. Okay? Always choose a practical solution. What do you mean by practical solution? Practical solution means the solution which can be implemented and which actually logically follows the problem statement. Okay? Now, for example, if I fall down, and I get hurt, what is the practical solution, or what should logically follow? I should clean the wound. Okay, that is what is logic. That is what logically follows after falling down from stairs or something like that, on getting hurt. That is a practical solution which can be implemented. But if I say that after falling down from the stairs, I should fly directly to doctor and all that stuff, it is not practical. It is not logical. So you should not select such options. Always select practical actions. Now, what is the other meaning of practical? Okay, sometimes practical actions may not solve your problem. Okay, so always choose practical option which solves your problem or minimizes the problem. Okay, so the solution or the option which you are choosing, it should either solve your problem or it should minimize the problem. Also, the solution which you are choosing, okay, that should be extremely relevant to the given problem statement or situation, right? If it is irrelevant, even if it is practical, then you should not choose that solution. Okay, it has to be relevant and practical. Okay, now another very important tip while choosing the practical solution or while choosing the practical action, make sure that action does not give birth to new or other problems. Okay, So it should be a solution in itself. It should not give birth to new problems. We'll take a look at an example that will explain what exactly we are meaning by, what exactly we mean by should not give birth to other problems. Okay, let's see the example so you'll understand in a better manner. Statement. On a particular highway, number of road accidents have increased by many folds. Action. Personal monitoring should be done by the police officials on each and every vehicle. Now over here, look at the action. Now we know that personal monitoring by police officials is a very good idea. Okay, so this is a really nice idea to make sure that the accidents don't happen. However, if you see carefully, they say that personal monitoring should be done on each and every vehicle. This is actually really impractical, okay, because what we can say is that there are thousands and lakhs of vehicles going through the road or a highway, okay. It is really very impractical to monitor each and every vehicle. So even if we say what will happen because of this impractical solution is that a newer problem will be created, that we need more police officials to monitor the highway. So if entire force gets diverted to the highway, then the other areas which are there, which requires monitoring or which requires the help of police officials, what will they do? Okay, so because of such solutions, more problems are created in other areas. So such solutions should be avoided. So this is a very wrong action that should not be taken. Okay, so this is an example where we see that we should always choose an option, or we should always choose a practical action which does not give birth to other problems. Okay, we'll see more and more examples and try to unfold what all things we should do and what type of actions we should choose. Moving to question number 2. Statement. Company Z is incurring huge losses due to many competitors in the market. Actions. Company Z should offer a huge discount on all its products and attract customers. Company Z should study its competitors, their products and methods. Both the options are practical, logical and can be implemented. But we need to remember one very important tip. Please pay attention. It is important. Never choose a option or an action whose outcome you can never predict. Okay, if we take that action, what exact the outcome would be if we are not able to predict, we should not choose that action. Over here we say companies that should study its competitors, their products and methods. Here we know the outcome, that companies that will understand what exactly the competitor is doing, what their product is, what is the quality of the product, what method or strategy they use for marketing and all that stuff. Okay, the outcome we can predict over here. Over here, on offering a huge discount on all the products, there is no guarantee that customers will come. We cannot predict that. Also, apart from this, already the company is incurring huge losses. This discount will put a dent in the company's financials. There is a chance if customers don't come, again it would be a very huge dent. It is a huge risk. We cannot predict the outcome. So this is a wrong option. So always choose the option where you can predict the outcome. Never go in for risky options where outcome cannot be predicted. Statement. The authorities in Society X are cracking down on street hawkers, blaming them for traffic jams near their society. Action. Street hawkers should not be allowed during peak hours. Street hawkers should be warned and asked not to create chaos. Now the second action looks practical, that they should be warned, they should be asked not to create chaos. So this is a practical and viable solution. Okay. Now let's see the first action. Street hawkers should not be allowed during peak hours. Okay. Now this is actually a practical solution, but it is extremely difficult to implement. Why? Because how many street hawkers are you going to stop? Even if you put up boards, some of the other day someone comes and they might sit during peak hours, or they might pass from in front of the society during peak hours. So it is very difficult to implement this suggestion. Though it is practical, though we can say that okay, it can be implemented, but the amount of resources needed would be more. So this is actually very difficult to implement, so we should not consider this action. The course of action which is most appropriate would be street hawkers should be warned and asked not to create chaos. Okay, so only 2 follows. That is the answer. Statement: many people in city Y are suffering from flu. Actions: the municipal corporation should take immediate steps to control the disease. Yes, this is a very practical action which should be taken, because if they are suffering from flu, this is needed. People in the city should be advised to take certain measures from their end to prevent the disease. This is also correct, because people should also be educated. They should be told how to remain safe, how to make sure that they don't catch the flu. So both the actions are very correct, and both the actions should be followed simultaneously. Both the actions are needed, so we can write both 1 and 2 follow. Okay, see how practical both the actions are. Both the actions are trying to achieve the same goal, that is we have to avoid the flu, or we have to make sure that more people should not suffer from flu and the disease should be controlled. So remember, we have to take the practical action. Statement: according to a survey, the current water reservoir will deplete by 50% by 2050. Actions: government of all the countries should appeal to all the citizens to use water carefully and avoid wastage. This is common sense. This should be done. So this is a logical action. So this is right. Okay, this is the logically this will follow. Next is, scientists should start finding an alternative solution to water. This is absolutely nonsense and absurd. There is there is absolutely no alternative to water. If there had been any alternative solution to water, we would have tried it, and instead of wasting our resources and funds on such a thing like finding an alternative to water, then it is much better. It is like impractical. So we are unnecessarily wasting time and money over here. So this is not at all a viable or a logical or a practical solution. So only 1 follows. Statement: many students have gone on a mass leave in protest against the institute's new policies. Action: the institute should immediately withdraw the new policies. All these students should be suspended. Now this is a very, very harsh action, okay, that all the students should be suspended. So we cannot take such an action. It is not appropriate to take such impractical action. Now, the institute should immediately withdraw the new policies. After reading the sentence, you might think that this is an appropriate action or a logical action, but it is not, absolutely not. Why? The new policies which are there, we do not know about the new policies. It might happen that out of the 10 policies, 5 might be good and 5 might be bad. We don't know for which policies the students are fighting or protesting against. Okay, so here the institute is here the action is that institute should immediately withdraw the new policies. That means all the policies it needs to withdraw. But that is not, that would be a very unthoughtful and a very knee-jerk reaction. That is immediate reaction, which is not useful. So even this is not a logical action. You might logical action might be that the students who have gone on protest, they might be asked to sit down and discuss their demands, what is it that they want, what is it that they don't want, and then you can come at a solution. So this can be a better option, but that is not a solution given over here or action given over here. So out of the two actions, none of them are useful, so neither one nor two follows.